Evening viewer, welcome to our Glory Globe TV. Here's the breaking news and most amazing news too for our viewers. In many ways, raising a baby gorilla is very similar to nurturing human newborns, says Chad Staples, a father of four and the director of Mogo Wildlife Park, a small private zoo in the town of the same name of Australia's southeastern coast. The similarities are amazing, even just looking at his eyes. It is just like when you look at a newborn and they just take in the whole universe with every blink. Staple told CNN of Kayas, the white-eyed baby gorilla he is reared from birth. In the early months, Kayos slept in Staple's bedroom and the zookeeper regularly fed him milk and changed his diapers. A difficult task to perform on a primate that's much stronger than a human baby and able to grip with both his hands and feet. With a baby, you have only got to deal with some little hands and might help, but with a gorilla, he was really right into making it very difficult. He said, I just laughed. I thought, oh my goodness. As he got older, Cayuse would cling to the zookeeper's back as they walked around the zoo. Then on Friday, Staples watched with wonder but most readily as 10 months old Cayuse shared a breakfast of sweet potatoes and tomatoes with Gianna, an unrelated 42-year-old female gorilla who for now seems happy to assume parenting duties in the zoo's gorilla house. It makes me so happy to see the two of them together now, Staples said. It has been a hell of a journey. Cayuse was born at the wildlife park last October to first-time parents, 10-year-old mother Kepansi and 17-year-old father Kisane, a hulking silverback weighing some 220 kilograms. Newborn gorillas are typically smaller than full-term human babies, and at 2.2 kilograms, Cayuse seemed to be doing well until Kisane, a giant compared to his teeny newborn, took the infant from his mother. It was terrifying because you just wondered if he was going to do something stupid. Staples said he was actually holding the baby quite gently, but Cayuse was just over 2 kilos, so it is just this huge size difference. For 14 hours, zoo staff tried to coax Kisane to give the baby back, offering food that he had never and need to hands to grip and moving females. Kepansi and her mother Kriva into different areas of the gorilla house, so he had to follow them and put the baby down. We are not really ever going to know why, but I like to think that maybe Dad just tried to get involved because he saw that there was something wrong with Mom, Staples said. Kepansi had failed to pass the placenta, a concern for veterinarians who worried about the risks of infection, and she did not demand her partner return the baby, as Staples said she might have been expected to do in the wild. Eventually, Kisane put down the baby and zoo staff rushed in to grab him. By then, the infant was hungry, so they feed him a bottle and attempt to give him back to his mother and grandmother the next day. They basically walked straight over to him, looked at him and then walked away, Staples said. And then they proceeded to step over him to get food and were sort of interested but not interested like we really had expected. Zoo staff had intended to feed him and try again, but when Staples picked up, he said his demeanor changed. Yes, then he had lost color, looking very dull in the eyes, and so he rushed him up to the bed block and he proceeded to crash quite quickly. Cayuse, then still just a day old, was diagnosed with sepsis pneumonia. He crashed probably half a dozen times where he was basically revived and suits of adrenaline and all this stuff to get his little body going again, Staples said. The vets were talking about euthanasia, doctors were talking about him probably not making it through the night. So Staples sat up all night with the teeny gorilla sleeping on his chest. Behind the Glory Globe TV Delhi, India.